us down, put us down, put us down. And then we'll aim. Oh yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, what? What's up, troopers? My name is Neon and welcome to a brand new video. We got some information when it comes to Battlefield 6 and its future for other titles. I'm also discussing hopefully some future improvements over the Gunplay update, and we're also talking about Battlefield going yearly. A couple of days ago, there was a blog post talking about the future of Battlefield, but they said that Battlefield 6 is committed for the content for at least 2 years. This could mean that BF7 is going to be released on the 2027 or 2028, what would totally make sense. But the thing what catch me off guard is when they said at least 2 years. What does it mean? Are they actually going to release it from a 2-year cycle, or is this game going to be extended by 3 years? Because it's almost been a year for BF6 already. But that is a pretty good thing, knowing that we're going to get content for the entire cycle, as it has been really bad, especially through 2042 and BF5, where they both had a year of no content. It was discontinued content, but the cycle was still continuing. I do not want that, and hopefully that doesn't happen for Battlefield 6. But it is really obvious that BF7 is already in the makes. As I already talked about this many months ago, it made no sense for stuff to come out for this game and it would take so long. Just look at the Gunplay update. It took 9 months for them lot to release it. And it makes everyone scratch their heads. Isn't there like 4 studios working on Battlefield? Why did it take them 9 months to do this? It's probably because they're not even working on BF6. They're working on the next title already. There's only a certain crew for the current one. And it makes obviously sense anyway because they need to work on the next title, but everything they're saying recently makes so much sense. I do feel like the next title will probably have a 2-year cycle, but around 2028 or maybe even around the 2030 times, I feel like that's the point where we're going to be getting yearly titles. Every single year, there's going to be a new Battlefield. I was talking about this on my stream yesterday, asking people what do they feel about it, and a lot of people was pretty excited, as people feel like it's going to be consistent content, getting new titles every year, and it definitely does sound pretty good. Even the content creator perspective is a really good thing. All that hype, so much growth, it's good overall. But there is a big problem, and I think everyone is pretty aware of it. Just look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty has been doing yearly titles for a really long time, and it's going through the same issue where everything just kind of feels the same. And that's what gives me worried too, because with Battlefield, I don't really want it to be where the games feel different each time. I want them to still feel like Battlefield, but made by different developers. If you see it when it comes to COD right now, you got Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and I believe there's Raven, but each of them games feel different. Some people prefer the Infinity Ward titles, like the Modern Warfare titles, or people like Treyarch, the Black Ops titles. It's always one or the other. Many people don't like every single Call of Duty what gets released. And that's what gives me worried about Battlefield. If they do yearly releases, it would be the same thing, where people would like a certain title compared to the current titles. It also brings many issues, because if you go back all the way like 15 years when it came to like the jetpacks for Call of Duty, because they implemented that into the game when the other studios were working on the other titles, they already had jetpacks in the game. So if something didn't work and you didn't like it, well, the next title will most likely have it, as that trend is going to continue for the next title. And once you're already so committed and you're working so much on that game, there's not a lot you can do. You can't go back, because if you do that, it's going to cause delays or even more problems. And what happens if a studio gets cancelled? Because this is EA after all. It could cause a complete shamble. But as I said, there's many good things from this. Getting yearly titles is a good thing, but then also getting that is an extremely bad thing. For me personally, I feel like titles need to be released once every 2 years. I feel like that is a perfect stretch. Why? It's because Battlefield, every time it comes out, it's always been a complete mess. It's been buggy, and nothing has worked correctly. I think the last title what was a good launch was BF1. And look how it is with BF6. It had a lot of issues what they needed to fix and work on. And that's going to happen with every single title. I don't want it to be yearly. Once the game actually gets decent and good, the next one comes out. That would be really frustrating. If they do it 2 years, then it at least gives them a full year to work on the game, fix it, and then the next year they can go crazy with the content. But YouTubers, let me know, Do you think the yearly release is a good idea or a bad idea? Tell me in the comment section below. And while you're already at it, make sure to leave a like on this video if you want to see more, and subscribe to keep up to date with the channel, as we cover news related, guide videos, and weapon videos. I try to cover everything possibly when it comes to Battlefield. Now moving ourselves over to the next topic, and this is about the gunplay. We recently got this gunplay update where it was changing the recoil behavior, the weapon handling, the bullet velocity, the limb multiplier, and the dispersion. Let's go in order and talk about this. I feel like the recoil behavior is in a really good sweet spot. I don't feel like that needs to be changed at all. I like how some of them are performing right now. Yes, they could tweak with some of the weapons, but nothing to a big degree. The weapon handling, I feel like it's the same, but the bullet velocity, I still feel like there needs to be more. And hopefully this doesn't rub anyone the wrong way. I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, and I also don't want people to be mad at me. I do feel like the muzzle velocity needs to be decreased once again. They decreased most of the weapons up to 15 to 20%. I feel like there's another 15 to 10% what can still be added to it. I'm liking the bullet velocity right now, but I just feel like there needs to be a bit more, as there is still times where I could still perform at a higher rate when it comes to an SMG. It has made certain weapons what you feel like you would never use before, and yet they are a lot more better than what they previously was, like the AK-205, not a really good gun, but the accuracy is extremely good. Like the SOR, not a really good gun, but the accuracy is really good. I feel like once the gunplay update did come out, it did help out with many problems. But I still feel like the muzzle velocity needs to be reduced a little bit more. And the limb multiplier, I am happy with this. About time it finally came into the game. That finally changed everything. There's times now where the TTK feels a little bit slower, and then there's times where it feels faster. It's all about the accuracy. But with the limb multiplier, I'm not a big fan how the chest is working correctly right now, because you have this really small hitbox of the chest, and everything slightly around the chest, it counts as the limb multiplier of the legs and the arms. So you do weaker damage. I do wish that the limb multiplier of the chest can be larger to cover the entire chest, as it is a really tricky target to hit, just like it is on the headshot. I do feel like once the gunplay update did come out, I've been focusing aiming higher way more, and that is probably the best strategy of it all. Rocking hollow points to synthetic tips, you're going to be in for a good ride. And when it comes to spread in the game, I feel like that is doing pretty good so far. There's some weapons what need to be tweaked on it, and it's kind of the same way with the recoil behavior. I think the biggest thing they need to work on right now is just to improve the limb multiplier and the muzzle velocity. But you tell me, troopers, what should they fix when it comes to the gunplay? What is the best way to update it and improve it? As we already have that update now, so what can I work on it? So there we go, that is all the juicy news. I appreciate you troopers listening to me talk about the gunplay. And tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about Battlefield with its yearly release? Tell me when you think the next Battlefield is going to release, or when do you think they're going to start doing yearly titles? I think it is obvious that we are going to get yearly titles, especially how much money they made from Battlefield 6. I'm not crazy about it, I would really like to see 2 years, but you troopers let me know in the comment section below. Appreciate you listening to me talk, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the Battlefield.